Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations. You are listening to a W1AW bulletin in the background on 14.04750 megahertz. They're coming in a solid S9 here in Lead, South Dakota, near Deadwood. The time is 6:24 p.m. Mountain Daylight. I'm not even gonna, I think 6 hours, that'd be 0024, and the date would be May 24th, UTC 2017. That's pretty late in the evening for signals to be coming in at S9 from W1AW like that. However, their beam on 20 meters, their stacked beams are pointed right at me. So I know that because I worked there in the late 1970s. A friend of, a friend, because he's getting back into ham radio, just emailed me and says he likes my YouTube videos. I'm glad somebody does. This is the first time I've tuned up this ICOM IC746 Pro for quite some time, and I'm happy to see that my antenna survived the winter with a fine electrical outcome. That is, the SWR is normal, the thing's still working if I want to transmit, and it certainly still receives. Very interesting. This guy says that he's heard that sunspot numbers are going to be bad for quite some time, going to be low for quite some time, that the 11-year cycle may be suspended, as it were, and that we may be entering a new version of what was called the Maunder minimum way back in the 1700s. Some other effects of that would be poor propagation on the upper end of the HF spectrum, that is the 14, 18, 21, 24, 28 megahertz bands particularly, and cooler than normal weather. A person named Piers Corbin, a British scientist, has predicted that for decades to come we can expect rotten propagation on the higher end of the HF ham radio spectrum, and brutal winters, particularly in the northeastern and east coast of the United States. It's too early, of course, to say anything about that, whether there's any truth to that. But even if it is true, and we have no guarantee that it really is true, even if it is true, however, that means that propagation on the lower end of the HF band, and particularly at the medium frequency band of 160 meters, should be spectacularly good, because low sunspot numbers and long hours of darkness translate into good propagation on 160 and 80 and 75 meters. If we get new bands on the low frequency end of the electromagnetic or radio spectrum, propagation down there, it's hard to say what'll happen, but we'll find out. We should expect that it'll be pretty good if Piers Corbin's forecast is correct. I don't really know. I mean, he claims that he's done better than the scientists of the establishment at predicting these sorts of things. That those who forecast, quote, global warming or traditional climate change may not be right after all, that in fact, whatever climate change humans cause to make the earth warmer may be more than offset by the cooling effects of lower sunspot numbers. And it's all kind of highfalutin science that I don't necessarily understand. But the point here is, welcome back to ham radio. and hope more of you who watch this video will get interested in ham radio. Just go to www.arrl.org. That's Alpha Romeo Lima, the American Radio Relay League, who is transmitting this bulletin right now. That's about all I can say. Don't worry about the sunspot numbers and propagation being bad. And please don't worry about being 67 years old. I'm 63 years old, going on 89, and I'm still here. Also, you might want to visit my playlist called Wandering the West, which only 3 winters ago. And winter isn't over yet here in the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Absurdity, not until the 1st of June. We're almost there, though. 3 winters ago, 2014, I took a big old truck with some ham radio equipment in it and made some videos, and propagation conditions were out of this world spectacular. I really lucked out and made some videos of CW mobile contacts and all sorts of fun stuff. And other kind of crazy activities that I did during that month. February mostly of 2014 that I spent in wild, wonderful Wyoming. But W1AW, well, they're not done with their bulletin yet. But Stan Jabalisco, Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations, is done with this video. Aren't you glad? And whatever happens with the propagation, just remember, what's bad on one end is good on the other. So get on the air and have a blast. 73 and so long, which in my native fist shall always be da-da-da-da-da-da.